I've been wanting to do this for so long. Like I would say more than 10 years. Want a podcast where it's like men, women, old, young, anybody from different races, culture, ethnic backgrounds, nationalities, and just like have them come together and just have conversations about their experiences. Maybe something they've gone through could help somebody else, or maybe they can teach somebody else something.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. So for all those crazy people out there who never heard of you, girl, who ain't tapped in, they don't know who you are, give us your name and tell us what you do in a couple of seconds.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Dejadee. I am an operations manager for a partner-assisted stretch company in the DC, Maryland area.
So let's go back to where it all started for you when you were young with your moms, your pops, your sisters, the dog, the cat, all of that. Give us your first love when you were young. What was Dejadee's first love?
Oh, God, that is such a good question. First love was laughter and how it made me feel. That was my first love. The feeling of having a good time, laughing. Yeah.
Okay. So growing up with your moms, your dad, your pops, your sisters, all of that, what's up? Did you have them laughing too? I know you like to laugh, but did you have them laughing too with some jokes here and there or whatever? Did you have your family laughing?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I had them laughing for sure because I'm funny. We're all funny. But my dad is the real comedian of the family, though. Like he can make people laugh without even trying. So yeah, I make people laugh, but my dad is really the funny one, though. He's really the funny one. So he made us all laugh growing up.
I like that. So your dad making people laugh, everybody laughing because of him. Would you say you have his personality? Is that what I'm hearing here live on the Pimp Game podcast?
That's a good question. I think I have parts of my dad's personality. Like he's very quiet. He watches the room. But I also think I have part of my mom's personality because she's very talkative, very, for lack of a better word, don't kill me, mom, dramatic. I have that part too. So I would say equal parts of both of them, though. I can make people laugh like him. But yeah, I'm half and half. Half mom, half dad.
I like that.
These are
Half
good
mom,
questions.
half dad. Now, I did my research on you. I did a little due diligence. I got my ears to the streets. The rumor out there on the street is when you were young, I don't know, 5, 6 years old, and your dad was out maybe at work or something like that, and maybe the family had like a little party or something like that. If your mom's was dancing with maybe another guy, you would step in between them at 5 years old. What's up? What's that rumor I'm hearing about? Do you still do that now? But that's the rumor on the street that I heard. I want you to confirm it right here, right now.
I haven't had to do that, but I would still do that. I wouldn't say if they were dancing, but if I saw anybody a little bit too close to my mom, oh yeah, I'm stepping in. Yeah, and I would do it now too. Nobody dancing with my mom, nobody dancing with my dad. Except for my mom, except for my dad. Oh yeah. I did used to do that. Wow. You listen. That's a good one. But yeah.
Okay, I like that. All right. Yo, if you are just joining us, we are live on the Pimp Game Podcast, and we are here with the one and only Dejadee. That's right, Liberia in the building, and we are here picking her brain about her childhood, her podcast, all of that right here on the Pimp Game Podcast. So, let me ask you this. One of my things I've always admired about you, not only do you have personality, you have an eclectic style. I can see it from the background that you're in right now with the pictures on the wall and all of that. I like that. Where do you get your eclectic style from?
Well, I didn't realize that I had an eclectic style, but thank you. I get it from several things. Like I'm an admirer of people. Like I like to see things that people are wearing and notice how they put it together. And I'm like, oh, okay, I want to try that. Or I'll be looking in a magazine or these days, social media. or sometimes I just have a vision in my head of things that I think will go good together for me. And I'm like, you know what? Let me try that. So I really just put things together that I feel good in and that I feel looks good on me. So it just comes from trying a whole bunch of different things. That's where my style comes from, trying a whole bunch of things, being influenced by people and their style, so it's bits and pieces of a couple of things that influence my style.
Let me ask, because you got a dope family. What's up? Have you ever put an outfit together for your father, or maybe put something together for your sister, or even your mom's? Does that type of thing go on in your head because you're so good at putting things together?
Well, so I have put an outfit together for help my sister put an outfit together, and she will often send me like pictures of her outfits so she can get my opinion on it. But with my dad and mom, they'll already kind of have their outfit together, but they'll ask me like, how do I think that they look in it? And then I'll just give them like the, yeah, that looks good, or the no, that looks good. So people do ask my opinion on their fashion, but for the most part, everybody has a pretty good style too. But I am the one, they will send me their pictures and say, "Ooh, what you think of this? How does it look?" So I am
Mhm.
flattered by that they really appreciate and respect my opinion though. So that makes me feel good.
So in the midst of that, have they ever disagreed with you, or like you be like, I don't like that. They be like, oh, well, I don't like your decision either. Has there ever been like a back and forth between you and them at all?
No, it's never been a back and forth. The only reason why I say, so if I give them a suggestion and they don't like it, I say, okay, well, go with what you feel works best for you. Whatever makes you comfortable, you go with it. No, I can't go back and forth over somebody else's style unless it's really going to have them out there looking crazy. And
Mhm.
none of them have ever went out in the world looking crazy to me. So no, no back and forth. I'll just give my suggestion. They either take it or leave it.
Okay, no back and forth. You heard it here first from Dejadee. So, one of the things I thought that was interesting is I told you I done my research. So, it was put out there that Dejadee is good with helping people with stuff, right? So in
Yeah.
high school, everybody wanted to be around Dejadee because Dejadee had this, I don't know, group project or whatever, and you just felt like everybody loved you. And I remember hearing that one of your sisters, Haja, mentioned that the reason why they love you is because they know if they work with you, you're going to do all the work. What's up? Did that happen in high school? What's up? Tell me that's not so right here on the Pimp Game Podcast.
Oh, OMG, that is so actually. Wow, you really looked into this. No, absolutely. I was in a group project. I think it was either Spanish or science. I can't really remember, but that is true. And I was feeling good because I was like, oh, everybody wants to work with me. Like, ooh, yes. And then I don't know, it was probably Hadra or my mom that said something that kind of like burst my bubble. It was probably Hadra. And she was like, well, because you always do your work. And then I was like, oh, duh. Of course they're going to work with me, not because they like me, because they know I'm going to finish the project. And if I have to, I'm going to take on their portion too. So yeah, I learned a valuable lesson that day. But that's true.
Okay,
That's
I
true.
like that. I like that. So, with the company that you're with now, you're helping them grow to ultimate heights and build the company all around the world. Is that the same type of mentality that, I don't know, maybe they see of you in that company, that you're willing to just get stuff done?
Oh, absolutely. I would definitely say that they see that in me. That's why I've been with them so long. I mean, it was a startup company. I've been with them since 2017. We were doing really great. Then the pandemic hit and we were not doing so great, right? They had to let everybody go, but they kept me on. And I really believe the reason why they kept me on is because they saw how hard I was willing to work, what I had accomplished and what I'm willing to accomplish for them. So I do think that that mentality that I have where I'm willing to help or willing to do whatever I need to do in order to be successful is what they saw in me. That's why I'm still here through the ups, through the downs. I'm still here. And they always, let me know how much they appreciate me and how much I have done for the company as well as what they've done a lot for me too. So yeah, I do think that mentality has kept me with this company as long as I am. I'm valuable. So yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, you
okay,
got
all
to know
right.
that about yourself. You have to know that you're an asset.
I like that. I like that. She is an asset. Well, indeed. I like that. All right. Yo, if you are tuning in, you are tuned in to the Pimp Game Podcast. And we are here with the one and only Dejadee. That's right. Liberia's finest, aka Mataja. All right. She is here on the Pimp Game Podcast. All right. So Talk to us about your podcast. What's up? It is going to be dope, coming to us to a YouTube near you 2024. Talk to us about the new podcast.
Well, I hope it's going to be dope, but I've been wanting to do this for so long. Like I would say more than 10 years. Want a podcast where it's like men, women, old, young, anybody from different races, culture, ethnic backgrounds, nationalities, and just like have them come together and just have conversations about their experiences. Maybe something they've gone through could help somebody else, or maybe they can teach somebody else something. But I've always wanted to put a podcast together where I can just have different opinions, or sometimes even the same, but like different thoughts from different people and discuss topics. Just communication, because sometimes you just never know if somebody will say something or you'll say something that can resonate with somebody. So, and I have the gift of gab where I like to talk. So why not do something useful with it? So I do hope to start my podcast, God willing, by, I would say, the end of February, beginning of March. I don't have a name or anything. I have a couple of names that I have jotted down, but nothing is concrete. But I know it's going to be me, and I'm going to have a special guest or several special guests, just for us to have like a conversation. I want it to flow. So that's what I'm hoping to do in 2024. So definitely, and you held my feet to the fire here. So the end of February, beginning of March. That's my goal.
So what's up, Dejadee? Can we get a sneak peek of one of the names or something like that? What's up? Can we get one name? Maybe, I don't know. Can we get one name here on the Pimp Game Podcast?
Well, so the name that I was playing with, which is so easy, is like Conversations with Dejadee. Because, I have a very unique name. I really like that name. So I'm thinking it can just be Conversations with Dejadee. Or I did have another name where it's like, Talk to Me, but there's several podcasts named Talk to Me, so there's not really that unique. But Conversations with Dejadee was the number one. But I haven't decided that's going to be it yet, though.
I like that. Conversations with Dejadee is catchy. I actually like that. So, for the viewers at home who people don't know who you are, things of that nature, maybe they're mesmerized by the name Dejadee. I know I am. I've always liked the name because it's different. What does Dejadee actually mean? What does that name Dejadee actually mean?
Oh, so I get that question a lot. So my name, as it is spelled, does not mean anything, but I did meet somebody from Sierra Leone once, my driving instructor, and he told me if my name ended in the letter I, I'm not sure what his language was, but he's from Sierra Leone. He said it means already said. But my name, Dejadee, came from a combination of my mom and dad's names. So my mom's name is Nijay, and they already knew they wanted my name to start with a D. So they took the EJA from Nijay. And then my dad's middle name is Mumadi. They took the DEE, the ending from his middle name, and they made Dejadee. So that's how my name. So a literal meaning, none, but like, I guess heart-wise or emotional-wise, it's a combination of my parents. So which is the biggest meaning it could possibly ever have. So my mom, my dad, me.
Yo, this your boy Kenny D. Hey, I didn't mean to interrupt your show, but I just want to take a quick minute, just to let you guys know. If you want to see more dope interviews like this one, make sure you go on YouTube and check out Pimp Game Podcast. All right? And don't forget about our website, pimpgamepodcast.com, to see all your latest Pimp Game episodes. All right? We got you. Man, I'm done talking. Back to the show.
I like that. I like that. So you mentioned Conversations with Dejadee is your number one option for the brand new podcast that's going to be a hit. What's up? Any special guests that you maybe want on your show that maybe you could spread out right now to the world and say, hey, I want that person on my show or on Conversations with Dejadee?
Well, there's so many people that I want on my show, but really I'm looking at like friends, family members. But if we're talking about like a celebrity or someone who's deemed a celebrity, I would say Amanda Seales. I really like her view on things. Whether you agree with her or not, she stands like 10 toes down on what she's saying. So if I could get somebody like Amanda Seales, if I could get her, that would be top tier for me.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. I like that. So I'm aware you have a dude out there who he's dope, Jamaican cat. He's real cool. What's up? How important is that to have a man in your corner that supports whatever you want to do, whether it's working for the
Mm,
company, making them multi-million-dollar company, or whether it's doing conversations with Dejadee? How
yeah.
important is that to have a man in your corner that
Mm.
really sticks beside you while you're doing what you love?
Yeah, it's very important to have him in my corner. And I would say specifically because, every day we go through certain things with our goals and ideas, but it's good to have someone that believes in you even when you're feeling discouraged. Even when you feel like, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if I'd be good at this. But, he's then there to say, but why not? Why can't you do this? And encourage you to just sometimes step outside yourself so you can be the best version of yourself. That is important because I think sometimes if I were just listening to myself, there's a lot of things I wouldn't do. But to have a partner that believes in you and that sees your potential, I mean, it just pushes you that much more because it's like, okay, I can let myself down, but I can't let him down, especially if he believes in me. So it is very important. It's top of the top list of what's important when you're doing anything. Someone, a partner, a boyfriend, husband who supports you, your vision, your goals, your dreams. That's the only way it's really going to work.
Mm.
Yeah.
True indeed, true indeed, true indeed. So, in the midst of you having a partner and things like that, how long do you see yourself tackling the podcast, and how long anticipating this thing going? 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? You really want to do this? What's up?
That's a great question. I would like for it to last as long as it can, for as long as I can talk and I have a voice. I would like for it to last like a very, very long time, at least 10 years or more.
Mm.
Yeah, that would be my goal, for it to last a long time, because I do realize as we get older, it's good to do something. That something keeps your mind going, it keeps your spirit going. So I would like to do it for at least, I would say minimum 10 years, but if I can do it for the rest of my life, as long as I have a voice, I mean, why not?
I like that. I like that. The Jody, the gift of gab. I like it. So let me ask you this. The quick topic of today is Diddy and all of his accusations with Cassie, Kim Porter, all of this stuff. The media is kind of bringing him through the mud. They're kind of dragging his name. What's your thoughts on Diddy with all of these accusations? Do you feel like it's true? You feel like it's not true? Do you kind of keep your nose out of that or whatever? What do you feel about Diddy going through these accusations? Is it actually true in your mind?
Well, so first, I do keep my nose out of it because I do stay out of rich folks' business, especially if it has nothing to do with me. But since you're asking me my opinion on it, with everything that's going on with him, so I do think, what's that old Liberian saying? Where there's smoke, there's fire. So I do believe there is some truth to the things that Cassie said, and then maybe some of these other people. I think it's unfortunate that, of course, because I support victims, that they had to go through any of this. And I think that he's probably been doing stuff like this for a long time. I mean, he's a man with money, with power. And I mean, I don't know Diddy, but this is just, my outside opinion. So I'm sure he's gone away with a lot of things. And I'm glad that they were able to come to a resolution. But I will say the fact that it was settled so fast kind of did make my antennas go up and think, oh, maybe it really wasn't about the accusations and like getting justice. It was more so about the money for her. Now, that's just my outside opinion. But I do think it's unfortunate and sad, that she had to go through those things. Now, some of the other people that are coming out, I do think some of them are clout chasing, because why now? And why, when she comes out, all of these stories? Like, I noticed there's a trend when someone brings an accusation against one celebrity, then there'll be like 10 of them at a time that come out. So I'm just wondering how much of it is really true. And I do hope that he speaks on it. I doubt he will, but I'd be interested to hear what he has to say about it.
So let me ask you this.
Mhm.
What's your thoughts on like her coming out all of these years later? Like, why not come out when it happened back then? Why coming out though 20 years later? What's your thoughts on that with these ladies kind of coming out 20 years later, 25, 30 years later? with all of these accusations?
Right. My first instinct was exactly what you said, like, why now? But the more I started to look at things and see a little bit more information about the story, and also listen to what other people had to say, I think sometimes people take some time to come out with things is because they needed time to heal and to see how they were even going to put this out. Like, sometimes I think people have to do a certain amount of work within themselves before they're ready to tell their story. And maybe it just took her 20 years. Maybe she needed that 20 years of self-healing before she was ready to speak on it. I don't know. But I would say I'm leaning more so that side now. Like, maybe she just needed to heal first before she wanted to spread her story. Because I can imagine when you're putting something like that out, you know, hate is coming towards you. So maybe she needs to be she needs to get herself to a really strong place so she can take whatever's coming, you know, at her before she put it out. So maybe she just needed that time.
Mm.
Yeah. That's
Okay. All right. Speaking of time, I know that you are headed next year, I guess at the end of the year, to Liberia. What's up when you touch down to go to Liberia for your first travel? What's the first thing you're looking to do when you get to Liberia?
So yes, I am going to Liberia for the first time. Man, the first thing I'm looking to do is just like, I don't know, like see the places where my grandparents, you know, were from and built, to see where my parents grew up, you know, see the family that I haven't met yet and only talked to. I'm just ready to put my foot, like, if I'm wearing sneakers, I'm taking my shoes off and putting my bare feet on the land. Like, that's what I want to do. So I can finally feel like, okay, you know, I've arrived, because I was born here, born and raised here, you know, first generation Liberian American. So it means a lot to me to actually go to get to see, you know, the country that is a part of me. And I can actually say, oh, I've been to Liberia. Like, that's going to be a big deal for me, because people, you can see me as Liberian. I say that I'm Liberian, of course, because I am. It's 100% through my veins. But nobody really takes you seriously unless you can say, okay, I've been to the land. So that's going to make me feel good, because nobody's going to be able to question me like, oh, have you been there? Yes, I have been there. So I'm excited for the trip all around. I'm really excited. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that. So for that, a young girl out there who wants to be the next Dejadee, the gift of gab, start her own podcast, help a company make $1 million. For that that young little boy out there, same thing. If he wants to be the next Dejadee and help a company on their way to success and have the gift of gab and start his own podcast, what would you tell him to get the confidence within himself to go out there and really do his own thing?
That's a great question. To get the confidence. So really, I would say that, and I know confidence is not always the easy thing to get, but you really have to, like, believe in yourself, as cliche as it is. You have to believe that there is no other you. Like, you are very special and you really can do anything that you put your mind to. You know, sometimes you just got to take it one day at a time. Just take a step. Believe in yourself. Don't give up on yourself. And then at the same time, try to be at least 5 steps ahead. You know, like they say, sometimes tell God your plan, he'll laugh. But it's okay to still have a plan, because sometimes the plan helps you just in case any unforeseen circumstances come up. So one, I would say believe in yourself. Always have a plan is important, and surround yourself with like-minded individual. Heavy on surround yourself with like-minded people, like people who have goals, you know, they have dreams, they're doing something. Because I feel like if you are around or surrounded by people who are doing really well or working on things, is going to encourage you to work on things. So just make sure you're putting yourself in a circle that is on a path to do something, whatever that is.
I like that. Well said. Well said. Well said. Indeed. So for all those people out there, fans out there who've been rocking with you from a young age, when you was interrupting your mom and her friend from dancing, from those high school classmates that you had, and you was helping on with the projects, any final thoughts out there for your fans before we sign off on Pimp Game?
Final thoughts is, you know, just be kind to one another. Right now, the world is in a very unhinged place. And the best advice I could give to anybody, be kind to others, be kind to yourself. Give yourself grace, give others grace. Because right now we're experiencing a lot of things in this world with crime, and if you could just give a little bit of peace by being kind to yourself and others, I think that will go a long way. So just be kind to yourself, be kind to others.
All right, I like that. I like that. So before I let you go, tell everybody who you chilling with.
Well, this is your girl Dejadee chilling with Kenny D on the Pimp Game podcast.
All right, and that concludes our show for this evening. Before I let you go, I'd like to thank all my viewers out there as well as my YouTube lovers. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you turn those notifications on so when we upload videos, you are the first to get it. And last but not least, I'd like to thank the one and only, the beautiful Dejadee, Liberia, in the building for blessing us with her presence on the show. All right, see you next time on Pimp Game. You don't want to miss it. Holla.